And we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Before we get started in this segment, as I have told you, chief at fetchernews.com, 706-889-9700. When President Donald Trump went through the campaign and continued to tell people that he wanted to go to Washington, D.C. to drain the swamp, my belief is he was telling you and encouraging you that, D.C. is not the only swamp. There's a swamp probably in every single county, obviously in every state, maybe in a city or some municipality local to you, in your local area. But so I think we all should get serious about possible until you confirm. Because God knows, I know there's some people just waiting for me to say something so they can sick their lawyers on me. It's like sick, boo-boo. Anyhow, possible corruption, possible things that need to be uncovered for the public. First and foremost, how is your tax money being spent? And are the elected officials hiring people to be a good steward of your money? Are they taking care of your money? Are you getting what you pay for? Now, in the private citizen world, when we go out there and we take our paycheck, okay, one vision level removed is what happens here, is what I call it, is if we take our money as citizens and we walk in and we expect a full gallon of milk for the money, we expect somebody not to take a slice out of the pizza when it's delivered. We expect all those things. We expect to get the most. We will cut coupons, whatever the hell they are, discounts to get a 2-for-1 pizza. We get freaked out in this country if we can get a 2-for-1. Buy one pair of shoes, get the other one free. We'll drive for it. But we don't pay attention when we see the tax money come out and go to our local county, city, state, property taxes, or government, or federal government. I'm serious. If everybody said, hey, we're running a sale this month, we will get you 2 new cars for your county for the price of 1, we'd be rushing to pay the 30 grand so we can get 2 cars. But who is looking out for your tax money? Now, for the most part, I'm going to say for the most part, many of these elected officials are good stewards of your money, and I see it on a daily basis. So we're not taking everybody to task. And we can only do so much. So for those of you out there that say every once in a while, why this subject? Because you know what? I can't do 6 or 7 others. We're working up to it. FetcherNews.com. We're coming, baby. We're coming. All right. Now, I'm going to say this, and this is not a joke. So you have one commissioners meeting, Fannin County Commissioners meeting. You've got the new chairman, Stan Helton, and you got post-commissioner Earl Sosby. Let me paint this picture. And you got post-commissioner Larry Joe Sosby. Oh, and Earl Johnson, okay? And I can't take that call right now. I'm sorry. But you got post-commissioner Larry Joe Sosby. You got post-commissioner Earl Johnson. And you got post-commissioner our chairman, Stan Helton, all right, Fannin County. Stan's new, and Larry Joe Sosby, he's been there 2nd term or 3rd term maybe, I don't know, and you got Stan Earl Johnson 2 terms, all right? So they have a meeting this past Tuesday morning at 9 a.m., special call meeting. And there's 3 things I want you to hear. And in one meeting, there's 3 things. We're going to deal with
competent.
All right? Seriously. All right. Having requisite or adequate ability or qualities. Adequate abilities or qualities. A competent piece of work. Okay? Having the capacity to function or develop in a particular way. Specifically, having the capability to respond as by producing this competent, okay? So competent. Now, we're going to go with the second word.
Counsel.
advice given especially as result of consultation, okay? What did I have here? A lawyer engaged in a trial or management of a case in a court, a lawyer appointed to advise, represent legal matters, an individual client or a corporate or especially a public body, Board of Commissioners. Okay, so we have counsel, we have competent, counsel, and
incompetent,
inadequate to, or unsuitable for a particular purpose. All right? So, we have competent, incompetent, and counsel. And we understand, and I'm not being silly, I'm going to go somewhere with this. I'm going somewhere with this. All right, so in this meeting, the commissioners go what I see to perceive as competent, okay? Seems very competent. I see all of the credentials. Fannin County Board of Commissioners make a decision on a financial director, so they've hired a new financial director. Fannin County Board of Commissioners held a special called meeting. All of this can be found on FetcherNews.com. A special called meeting on February 7th, 2017. This article was written yesterday on FetcherNews.com. Personnel was part of the agenda for the Board of Commissioners emerged from executive session to announce a decision of hiring a newly vacant position of financial director for the county. So you want to find somebody competent. Fannin County Commissioner Chair Stan Helton began, there's an old saying, it's not what you know, but it's who you know. And sadly, that has been the process when hiring people. That's been too many times. But I'm glad to serve on a board. I'm glad to serve on a board with two men who don't believe that. Now, here's his comment. And I'm going to take this somewhere. There's an old saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know, and that sadly hasn't been a process. That's been a process when hiring people that have been doing, that has been done too many times. Fannin County, Stan Helton, you're 100%. It's not what you know, it's who you know. That may apply to your county attorney. It's not what she knows, because God knows every time asked a question in a meeting, she doesn't know. She'll get back to you. So it's obvious there. It's not what she knows, it's who she knows. Okay, so let's get back to the CFO. This is the same meeting, same window. This happens, okay? But I'm glad to serve on a board with two men who don't believe that. They believe in what you know that really counts, what you know that really counts. Now, you know, you die by the sword here, Mr. Chairman, because these are your comments concerning your new CFO. So I sure hope you will apply this comment to others in your county. It's what you know it really counts, what your qualifications are. Folks, this happens in the same damn meeting. This man gets up and discusses qualifications. It's what you know, not who you know, and how he's so happy to serve with two post commissioners that this is the belief system, and what your qualifications are is what's important. Okay? We're going somewhere with this. A little background on the candidate. She has a Bachelor's of Business Administration and Accounting from the University of Louisville, and she has a Master's of Business Administration and Taxation. She is a certified public accountant, a good standing with the state of Georgia. She is a former auditor and actually even audited Fannin County financials in the past. I, for one, would like to welcome here Miss Gazaway. Miss Gazaway, I'm not picking up, Robin Gazaway, all right? Miss Robin Gazaway, I would like to congratulate you and welcome you to Fannin County as the new financial director, and the motion carried. Now, that is what we call possibly a competent decision. Okay? Now, I'm doing this because this is the same meeting And I keep saying it, I'm redundant. But I'm trying to stress that the comments made about Robin Gazaway, and it's not what you know, it's who you know, has happened far too long in this county. And they believe it's what you know that really counts, what your qualifications are. So this statement that the chairman makes about this individual needs to apply to everything, sir, everything. So now we flip over to the county attorney. My God, the incompetence of these people. Okay, so in the same meeting, we go to the county attorney. Now, we have to understand the county attorney has only been there 27 years, maybe not personally, Doss Associates. Now, they've only been there 27 years, so we thoroughly can understand that everything asked of Lynn Doss, she can get back to them tomorrow on. We can thoroughly understand after 27 years, she has not accumulated the knowledge in many areas that on a meeting, we have the video. Well, I didn't come prepared to discuss that tonight, and I can get back to you on that tomorrow. I'll be glad to look it up. What? I have the video, right? So in the same meeting, we go from competent, and we go from people that say it's not who you know, it's not what you know, it's who you know. We go from that to Fannin Commissioners question Appalachian pretrial probate program. Now, you've got a judge, a probate judge in the county, Scott Kiker, which this is laughable. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing for Fannin County. So you have a probate judge, Scott Kiker, that has, my God, I've looked at the cases. He has had probably he's had many clients in the private sector that were in the probation system. He knows that. He knows that. To act like that they just have no idea what in the world, if this is good, bad, or ugly, I'm getting to the point. So you've got a probate judge that has been signing this agreement for 5 years, right? 5 years. Saying, well, I just never looked into it. I don't really know who they are. I don't really know. These are not quotes. I have the video you can watch. I'm just paraphrasing. Scott Kiker doesn't I don't know. Okay? So here's the thing. It comes time to sign the yearly commitment, I guess, whatever, to the Appalachian Judicial Circuit pretrial probation. Now, they have a badge, and it's on here. They have a badge. It's the pretrial and probation, okay? And it's Fannin Commissioners question Appalachian pretrial. Now, stay with this. This is on FetcherNews.com. The Fannin County Board of Commissioners held a special called meeting on February 7th, 2017 for the first agenda to take up most of the time for the entire meeting was a discussion regarding Appalachian pretrial probation program. All right? Appalachian Pretrial Probation Program. The Fannin Commissioner Chair Stan Helton and Fannin County Post Commissioners Earl Johnson and Larry Joe Sosby had questions regarding the Appalachian Pretrial Probate Program, hereinafter referred to as APPP. And we're told by longtime County Attorney Lynn Doss, it is my understanding, this is Lynn Doss, the county attorney, long time. It is my understanding it is a private entity. Folks, after this, if Stan Helton does not remove this lady, okay, does not remove this lady, after 27 years knowing this, after her being an attorney for 27 years, after her husband handles cases, Harry Doss, on a daily basis for all these years. After her husband was a Superior Court judge, these are her answers. She is supposed to be the counsel for this chairman. Are you not in fear? Wait till I tell you the rest of this. Are you not in fear of what kind of counsel this woman is on a daily basis to this chairman? And, oh my God. It is my understanding, Lynn Doss says in quotes, it is a private entity. It is not a unit of county or state government and is therefore a private company. Okay. Further discussion continued and Commissioner Chair Helton said, I signed this yesterday and then I realized it was a contract and then thought it needed to be presented to you two gentlemen. Where was your counsel, Mr. Chairman, before you signed it? Where was your counsel before you signed something, then realized it was a contract? Where was you? Why are you waiting to a meeting? Why didn't you call the county attorney then and say, could you review this? Tell us what we're entering into. Apparently, the document had already received signatures from Fannin County Magistrate Judge Brian Jones and Fannin County Probate Judge Scott Kiker. It appeared a lack of understanding by the Board of Commissioners and the County Attorney Lynn Doss of what exactly the APPP is, led to the decision for it to be tabled, which was eventually withdrawn. They withdrew it, they tabled it, withdrew it. Discussion continued and then questions directed to the Fannin County Probate Judge Scott Kiker. This is Scott Kiker, this is your probate judge, who stepped to the podium to address the commissioners and answer the questions. Okay. Helton directed the comments to Scott Kiker saying, this is the first time I've seen this. I hate to put anyone on the spot, this is Chairman Helton, put on the spot, but we are discussing the agreement with Appalachian Pre-Trial Program. It's the APPP, and this contract was just presented to me yesterday and yourself. Now, it was just presented yesterday. This is yearly. So God knows Lynn Doss doesn't know anything about it. God knows she's not looked at it throughout the years. She's only been there 27. We have to give her a little bit of, we got to give her a little space. Presented to me yesterday, and yourself and Judge Jones had already approved this. This is an annual contract, he questioned, right? This is Scott Kiker probate judge. Judge Kiker responded by saying, since I took office, as far as I can recall, this has been the probation company we have used. To be honest with you, I have never questioned it. Hell, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. Hell, I'm just the probate judge. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. Kiker added, unless something is presented to me that shows an advantage to doing something else, I could say this. I've not had any issues with the APPP. They perform well. I'm certainly open if someone were to come to me and say, I don't know John Doe Probation Service, were to come to me and put a contract in front of me and say we can do this cheaper, you better pay attention. Cheaper, better, or whatever, I would be remiss as an elected official not to look at it. Now, he's only signed it for 5 years. Now, let's not forget, one time I did an open records request with Scott Kiker, and I got an answer back from Lynn Doss as his counsel. It's a shame after 5 years he's not checking with his county attorney saying, what the hell am I signing here? Is this a good thing or a bad thing? She's only been there 27 years. Fannin County Post Commissioner Earl Johnson, I just have no idea what it is. And let me explain this because this may not be fair to to Commissioner Earl Simons. The quote is, I just have no idea what it is. What he is saying to you is, for all the years he served, these contracts like this come into the commissioner's office. The chairman, we don't know if he counsels with Lynn Doss or not, signs them and sends them back. And a lot of these things the post commissioners never see. So when Earl says, I have no idea what it is, it's the first time it's ever been showed to him in all the time he's been there. Okay? This is what's going on. The council, incompetent. They're incompetent. God knows what they let slip through the cracks. When a question arose, now I'm going somewhere and you're going to say, what's the big deal on this? I'm going somewhere with this. When a question arose about the APPP being a corporation or a nonprofit in reference to a statement made by the county attorney Doss, Ms. Doss responded with, here's her response on what APPP is. Ms. Doss responded with, okay, I use corporation as a euphemism for a private entity because I don't think it's a branch of the county government, but I could find out. Oh my God, but I could find out. Do you know how many times Ms. Doss has said that in the 6 years I've been going to the Fannin County Commissioners meetings? Say, I can find out, that we never hear the answer. And why she never knows these things. It was obviously clear the Board of Commissioners were not familiar with the APPP, and the longtime Fannin County attorney, Lynn Doss, nor the Fannin County probate judge, Scott Kiker, had a clear understanding of it. It's like, you wait till you see the video. FYN received the following statement, okay? So we thought, here's what we thought. Here's where we're going with something. I'm going to take a break and come back, and I'm going to bring this all together. You want to stay here because county attorney doesn't know what this is. Okay? We're only going to take a 2-minute break. I'm just going to set it up. The county attorney doesn't know what this is. Scott Kiker says, hey, it's working. I've been signing it. The post commissioners say, I don't know. Stan says, I don't know. Lynn doesn't know. Nobody knows. So we thought, well, hell, if they're having all this difficulty, maybe we can find out. Maybe we can find out by midnight that night and report to you, because God knows, is the county attorney going to report to you? So we're wondering, what's the big deal with this APPP? Why does nobody know? Maybe the county attorney has every good reason not to know. But I think different. I'm going to tell you right after the break. Stay with me. 2 minutes. Incompetent.
It's a new year. New you at Schottenkirk Ford Jasper. Ring in the new year with huge deals on a brand new Ford. Right now, get exceptional offers like 0% financing plus a $1,500 factory rebate on a new 2017 Ford F-150 XLT. Or get 0% financing plus a $1,000 factory rebate on a new 2017 Ford Explorer. Make your resolution a reality during the New Year, New You sales event at Schottenkirk Ford Jasper, home of the Schottenkirk Customer Guarantee. Visit us online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
This is the big one. The 20% off MSRP model year-end clearance at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. With huge savings over $3,600 off the redesigned Malibu. Now just $20,400. Save over $8,600 off Silverado Crew Cab LT. Now just $33,500. 20% off new Chevys. Right here, right now. At Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Okay, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. So we're talking about this Tuesday morning meeting, special called meeting in Fannin County Board of Commissioners, and we're talking about that, and we're looking at, there's a part of the meeting where competency is very important, and qualifications in the hiring of the new CFO, Robin Gazaway. And it's not, you hear the chairman in a quote say, it's not what you know, it's who you know, and that's happened far too long. And then we go to incompetent. Now, the county attorney, this APPP, and the reason this is important is my concern is why Lynn Doss did not know this. Now, I'm going to say my opinion, because God knows they are waiting on go to hear me say something they can sick their lawyers on me. My opinion is she did know about this. That's my opinion. My opinion is Scott Kiker, the probate judge, did know what he was talking about last night. All right. So we thought, okay, what is this APPP? So we decided what we would do is say, why don't the commissioners know about this? Why do the commissioners not know about this? Why does the county attorney not know about this? August 4th. Now, keep in mind, Judge Brenda Weaver, Chief Superior Court Justice in the Appalachian Circuit, obviously has been the target of investigations brought on by certain individuals, maybe possibly Lynn Doss and some of her friends. I like to hashtag it Fannin Cartel, hashtag Fannin Cartel, which I'm just saying, okay, question mark, you never know. Some of Doss, remember, Lynn Doss admitted to several meetings with the FBI. Lynn Doss admitted to the FBI wanting information. Now, sources tell me that part of the FBI investigation, because don't take her innocence, okay? Don't take her act. I call it an act of innocence. My opinion, damn it, don't take her act of innocence, okay? Because sources tell me that part of that Brenda Weaver FBI investigation, which we all know Lynn Doss was involved in, which I understand now, Brenda Weaver, the judge, has been cleared by the FBI and is no longer a person of interest by the FBI, that probation services is part of the probe. Remember that I think maybe Lynn Doss or one of her friends said to the FBI, here's some information. Maybe you want to look at probation services. I think that was in there. And I think Lynn Doss, Tuesday night, when it came to probation services, my opinion is she may have known a little more than she let on in the back of the room. That's just my thought. Because on one thing, Judge Brenda Weaver has been, in my eyes, according to the information I've gotten, you may not like things she does, but I'm not seeing it not be transparent and her not open to saying, hey, this is what's going on. So on August 4th, 2016, a letter goes out. It goes out to Rob Jones. It goes out to Mr. Jerry Barnes. It goes out to Miss Becky Denny. And it goes to the Pickens County Board of Commissioners office. That's where it goes, and they are named, and that's the Pickens County Board. It goes out to Mr. Charlie Paris. It goes out to Mr. Dallas H. Miller. It goes out to Mr. Travis Crouch, and a copy goes out to Gilmer County Board of Commissioners. It goes out on August 4th, 2016 to Mr. William Simons. It goes out to Mr. Earl Johnson. It goes out to Mr. Larry Joe Sosby, Fannin County Board of Commissioners. Dear Commissioners, ready? Dear Commissioners, in recent weeks, allegations have been made by certain individuals alleging that our circuit is operating a private probation company. Who are these certain individuals? Who are they, I say? That it's gone out that we're operating a private probation company. Now, let me just say, I'm not expecting you to know this, but the Supreme Court of Georgia ruled on a case On Monday, February 8th in 2016, Anderson versus Sentinel Offender Services, LLC. So the Supreme Court has weighed in on private probation companies, okay? All right. This appeal stems from the lawsuit filed in federal court against a private probation company by a probationer seeking damage for false arrest, blah, blah, blah. Okay. There's been rulings on probation companies by the Supreme Court of Georgia, which I think Ms. Doss is aware of, because this was a big story, and it landed on Fetch Your News. We did the story. The Sentinel Offender Services, it was a big story if you're in that circle. If you're in law enforcement, if you're in probation, if you're in the court system, if you're an attorney that has defendants, this was a big story, and the Georgia Supreme Court ruled on it. So I don't know, maybe Ms. Doss, she wasn't there that day, all right? Now, so I thought, okay, how are we getting, all right, so I knew that. Dear Commissioners, in recent weeks, allegations have been made by certain individuals alleging that our circuit is operating a private probation company. Of course, this allegation is false, okay? This allegation is false. Our county probation program was created in 1998. 1998. Now, I can understand in 1998, Doss Associates had only been on the job, let's say, 1990, 98, 8 years. They've only been there 8 years in 1998. Now, the circuit probation system that was set up, Judge Harry Doss set on this bench. I can understand Lynn didn't know any of this the other night. She was busy. I don't know what she was doing. She's busy. It was created in 1998 when Judge Milam was our chief judge and Roger Queen served as the district attorney. At that time, I served as a second Superior Court judge in the circuit, having been appointed in 1996. The program became a certified law enforcement agency in 2002. Okay? Post-certified. Everyone in this is post-certified. Now make sure you look that up when you get a chance. Law enforcement in 2002 and remains so today. It is also under the supervision and monitoring of the Georgia Department of Community Supervision. Some of you have been commissioners for a long period of time and are familiar with the county probation program, but some of you are fairly new. For this reason, I have attached an updated narrative which describes the history of the Appalachian pretrial probation program. I also include a copy of the letter from Post stating we are certified law enforcement agency, and a listing from the Georgia Department of Community Supervision, which lists all the private and governmental misdemeanor probation programs in Georgia. Our circuit program is listed under government. So when you go to the probation, now listen to me here. When you go to the probation list, you have your private and you have your government. And there's a list of all the companies that are private and a list that are monitored by the government. Here's what it is. Our circuit's program is listed under government. I have included copies of other documents for your review. If you have any questions regarding this, feel free to contact me personally or Chief Probation Officer April Van Alstine. Ms. Van Alstine has been certified law enforcement officer for approximately 6 years and previously worked for the Pickens County Sheriff's Department. In addition, Larry Clemens and Julie Painter have been involved with the program for over 15 years and can certainly answer any questions. They are certified. Okay, now, couple things in this letter. In recent weeks, allegations have been made by certain individuals alleging our circuit is operating a private probation company. I wonder who those individuals were. This is back in August of 2016. Wonder who they were. Wonder who made those allegations. Wonder how FBI was looking at them, what information they were given and by who. Huh. I wonder if Ms. Doss was not aware of this August 4th, 2016, because I'm for sure most counsel probably had this letter. I'm for sure. And I'm wondering how all of this got by Ms. Doss, and at no time did she know who this is. So we go to the Appalachian Pretrial and Probation Program. The Appalachian Pretrial this is the statement from them, okay? It is 7 pages long, and you can find this, and I can find this anywhere and find out. So for Ms. Doss not knowing if it was a corporation, I was just using a euphemism. A euphemism. That's my word of the day. Euphemism. I was using corporation as a euphemism. I'm not for sure that it's government, and I'm not for sure that it's a euphemism. Appalachian Pretrial Probation Program. The Appalachian Pretrial and Probation Program is a county probation program operated in Pickens, Fannin, and Gilmer counties. And here's the law. The law's next to it referenced. This program is a certified law enforcement program and has been so since June of 2002. Let's see. Doss was pretty new there then. She's only been there since 1990. And let's see, in 2002, I think her husband was serving on the court. So I can understand maybe a judge in this Appalachian circuit serving on the court. Her husband, they had no idea what this was. The program is monitored by the Georgia Department of Community Supervision. The chief probation officer for the program is April Van Alstein, a certified law enforcement officer for approximately 6 years. The program currently employs a chief probation officer plus 2 probation officers who is certified law enforcement officers in the 3 office staff. Offices are located in each of the 3 counties. In addition, Larry Clemens and Julie Painter provide assistant supervision as needed to staff. Mr. Clemens and Ms. Painter have assisted in the operations of the program for over 15 years. The first, this is the entire statement of who they are, how to find them, and what they fall under, okay, for each county. It's here. Okay, then, let me go back. Now, let's look here. All right, I have that. Okay, we have the provider information list, and let me click on that. There's the provider information list for everything about that. So here's the point. It's not private. It's listed under the government. What's the big deal? Why did is Miss Doss one of the individuals claiming? Was she one of the individuals claiming about the probation all the way back a long time ago? August. This letter was there in August, an invitation. And why can we find the information just like that, but County Attorney Lynn Doss did not know how to advise or counsel her commissioners that night? Something's up. Something's up. And I'm telling you right now, Stan Helton, I think there's some decisions that you have made that show that you're looking at qualifications. And I, for one, am going to say to you, it's disappointing, the professional you are, Chairman, to allow yourself to accept this kind of counsel on a daily basis. And first and foremost, you're elected by the citizens, and they deserve better than what you're giving them at this time. Ms. Doss needs replaced. The county attorney needs replaced, and they need to replace it with somebody competent. They need to replace it with somebody with a resume, much like the financial director. Remember, this happened in the same meeting. Now, if you don't like the way I animated the story this morning and made it whatever, if you don't like that, guess what you can do? You can watch the video. Go to fetchernews.com, Fannin County. We have shared the video at the bottom right here, the video. We have shared all the information that you will be able to see. You could read everything I read to you this morning about the APPP. You can see the video, and you can see how incompetent the council is for the chairman of Fannin County today. That's important. One last thing before we go this morning. How do you think the Board of Education of Fannin County feels being second? It's just a thought I'm working on. How do you think they feel being second? Okay? And the reason I ask that, you remember that, the Fannin County Commissioners meeting here a couple weeks ago where Post-Commissioner Earl Johnson started questioning Lynn Doss and her billing and lack of billing and lack of itemizing and how much she makes and one thing after another. Remember that? Well, remember Stan Helton said, but is Fannin County first? And we have it on the video. Remember County Attorney Lynn Doss said, yes, Fannin County Board of Commissioners first. They are first. They're her priority. So I just wonder how the Board of Education feels about not being a priority to Lynn Doss. And let me explain this, okay? But let me head this off. Doss Associates will answer what I'm telling you today by saying, there are several law firms that represent different municipalities at the same time in the same county. True statement if this is the way they go, but let me head this off. Let's use Clark & Clark, for example, in Gilmer County. Let's use them, okay? Now, Clark & Clark actually is the Board of Commissioners. They're the council for the Board of Commissioners, and they're the council for the Board of Education. Clark & Clark, all right? I have been going to Gilmer County Commissioners meeting. We're going on 7 years. David Clark has always attended that. They have a separation. David Clark has always handled it, always. Every once in a while, I'm going to just throw out there 3 times in 7 years, Herman Clark has been there. Last year he was there 0. I know what you're saying.
3.
He was there 3 times last year?
Yeah, he took over for 3 months when David had an illness.
Okay, so there was an illness and he had to take over. All right. But what I'm saying, okay, well, I have that wrong then. So what you're saying is, while David was sick, he took over. But in the 7 years, the primary counsel for the Board of Commissioners, would you agree with let me get this. The primary counsel has been David Clark, right? Okay. Now, let's use this since you chimed in over there. Okay. The Board of Education, Herman Clark handles. Period, right? And the only time I've ever seen David over there actually is when one time I think Herman had a surgery or something, okay? But I guess what I'm going to say is I have been able to see a clear divide of who handles what account. Would I be wrong on that? Am I right on that? So you're good on that. Oh, I'm getting the up and down, all right. So there's a clear divide. The point is, Doss Associates have the Board of Education account and they have the Board of Commissioners. Now they'll tell you, well, that's not uncommon. But I don't remember the last time I've ever seen Harry at either one of them, Harry Doss at either one of them, okay? And they have the Water Authority. So Lynn Doss goes to the Board of Education, Lynn Doss goes to the County Commissioners, Lynn Doss goes to the Water Authority. There's no separation. If Doss and Doss had the accounts and different attorneys were assigned to the accounts, that would be different. So I'm your host, BKP. I got to take a brief break. I'm telling you, we're not going to stop on this because it's just outrageous, and the citizens of Fannin County deserve better. We're going to come back. I got some things to wrap up you don't want to miss. I got something you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss it. I guess I've already told you that. I'm your host, BKP. I'll be right back after these messages.